have an oatmeal cookie. By the time you're done eating it, you'll feel right as rain. And you'll forget all about that 23 trillion in national debt we are. And you'll also forget about that pesky 2 trillion in stimulus package. Homeschooling my kids. My son just asked me if Nancy Pelosi was Cobra Commander. I said, yeah, sure. And the weather dominator is the Green Deal. It's climate control. It's brewing. Oh yeah. That's 5 gallons of mead. Special thanks to the kids helping us out. These are the cherry tomatoes. Each one of these cherry tomatoes came from this pile of growing home, and now we've transplanted them over so that they can get a little bit bigger on their own and get some more
reduced competition.
Yeah, reduced competition. No kidding. You trying to save that little guy there? You got a little bit of a root hanging out.
That's not his root. It was another root.
Oh, okay. Well, there was a lot of roots.
Oh, little guy.
Yeah. Good job, kids.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hard labor.
All right, we had Ellie over there punching holes for me in the little Dixie cups.
And I was punching holes too.
And Boo punched holes and did soil. We had Charlie doing soil, and myself and Mama Bear were digging out the plants and throwing them in.
I usually just take my time.
How many did we have? What was the total? Did we count them up?
No.
What did you got? What did you come up with, Charlie?
I counted up with 120.
There was not no 100. Last I'd counted of them were like around the range of 50 or 60.
Maybe 31, maybe.
You counting them up?
Plants. Wait, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 88.
Oh, 88?
88.
Yep.
Dang, you were really close, Boo. 88, that's a good amount of plants. That's one whole freaking row.
A lot of tomatoes.
All right. All right, yep. It's coming in. Had me make benches for the kids to chill on because there's a lot of... Yeah, you definitely helped, Boo. You helped me do the stain. That was a good job. Stain turned out really good on the benches. Got 2 of them, and they are very, very nice. Very nice and stable. And I made this one for the kids to sit and read, and with the library section here. I did that over the weekend. Peppers and deer tongue, there you go, deer tongue lettuce. I got those two. Those two are started out here, just like the other ones. Need to finish getting my posted signs out. And my cherry tomatoes are doing swell. And dog loves the sun. You're shooting right-handed, using the left side, okay? And the fletching, the marked fletching is on the outside. So you're good. Go ahead and draw and aim up a bit right there. Now let go. There you go. All right, here. Got it, got it, got it. There you go. It's an interesting thing here. Now, are you shooting? So you're shooting, dadgum, that's weird. So he's shooting left-handed. And if you shoot left-handed,
Not even right left-handed.
you don't have to, well, you're ambidextrous. Here you go. If you're left-handed, you're gonna shoot from the right side, okay? Go ahead and draw. There you go.
Almost got it.
So you shot the wood. That's fine. I usually throw knives at it, so. You got it, Ellie. There you go. All right. Ellie, grab the arrows and come back.
No, it's my turn. You already had your turn. I already know.
Tilt it like this. Do like Daddy. Watch this. Look, like this. And tilt it. There you go. Now draw and release. Whoa. You're gonna have to extend your arm more. Come here. I'll help you. You have to extend your arm more. You can't just You can't just do it standing straight up. You're doing that American Western style craziness. See, I forgot to mention that there's Western style and there's Eastern style of shooting and Eastern style. So you're shooting Western style. All right. Like this now. Laying your body. Stop. Don't pull yet. Just hold it there. Now work on your posture. Come down. You're gonna have to lean back some. Now extend out. You gotta save room for the string to go. Go. All right. You'll get it, babe. It's like, come back here. It's like this. Sideways. See, all I do is I arch my body. That's all I do is I bring my body out more and then draw and drop. Just like that. You've got to arch, you got to tuck the rest of you in. See that? Well, that's a different form of it. It's the other direction, but yeah, you got it.
Oh man, you're good at that.
Mm-hmm. That's that Olympic style.
You're good at that.
You're gonna have to be good at something else.
Well, we each have different goals of doing different things.
Yeah. Charlie, wise words of wisdom. Many things to consider in a situation like this, and it's not. We look at such a small picture of what's really going on, and you hear the 3.3 million folks that are out of work, and we hear about the $2 trillion stimulus package that's being put in place, and it's to stimulate and boost economy. But the problem is that you're adding $2 trillion more to the 23 trillion that's already on the debt clock now, and it's already been said that this bubble is going to burst, and in an economy this size, it's going to be devastating. So you have to really start thinking about every single angle of attack from the situation, not just, well, I'm going to stay quarantined or I'm going to social distance myself and all this other stuff. You have to really start thinking not just with food and buying supplies. When it comes to supplies, I look and I see, the guns are gone, the ammunition is gone. I recommended to a friend the other night, hey man, where's a good spot to go look for ammo? And I offered, hey, go to Gunbot. Just go to Google, type in Gunbot, do a search, and find yourself some ammo. Everything's gone. Everything that they click on, that's supposed to be up to date and more accurate. And some places that even say when it comes to ammunition, that the ammunition it's going to be so bad for them to even ship. Some folks are not going to even be able to get any because there's going to be roadblocks and so many other things. Talking to a friend, he said there's places that you can't even go through. They're shutting these areas down, and there's going to be so many more places that end up shutting down out of this whole ordeal, and they're just not going to let people pass through. California is going to the extent of just crazy. The demanding gun shops close and things like that. And it goes into another thing, key personnel. And key personnel is another way that they're using this to enforce martial law. It goes into if you're not an essential shop, an essential store, business, you're going to lose your power, you're going to lose your water. They're going to shut it off. They're going to shut it off and force you out. It's just like smoking someone out, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much what they're going to be doing with this whole situation. But it goes into, with all this stuff that's ending up empty off the shelves, we have to really start considering the possibility of nothing. If this is the way everybody's putting this, if this is what it's going to be, if this is what it's going to turn into, if this is going to be, if we're going for the long haul and it's going to be that severe and this is real, then we have to start focusing on the life after people aspect. This is you, this is where you are, and this is what's left. And you have to really start looking at items that you could possibly need in the event that there's no other way, no other way to go. You gotta start digging it up, getting yourself a garden going. You're gonna need food. You're gonna need something to can with, and if there's no food, then you're gonna be making your own. You need to keep that in mind. It also goes with ammunition. If you don't own a bow, I guarantee you there's not a run on bows yet, but there's a run on just about everything out there, and things are getting bought out, and the weirdest stuff is getting bought out, and it's just like chicken feed, all your feed for animals. That I went to it's a farm supply, just a standard farm supply out in the middle of nowhere, and I went to them and talking. They said that a lot of folks are having to wait a couple of weeks at a time just to pick up feed and stuff like that. There's so many items that are selling out. They're not left. There's nothing there. And it also goes with clothes. If we're shutting down borders, and there's no more imports, there's no more way to get some of this stuff that's coming from China and other places, then you can almost bet that a lot of these great deals that you had before in the past are a thing of the past. You're not going to be finding those $3 t-shirts for your kids. Those things are going to be gone. It's just like wife was telling me about Walmart, and we're here to help at Atlas, and we're here to help you. Join us to survive tomorrow. It's so ridiculous. It's almost scary the way it is. It's so 1984. But a lot of those kids' clothes you see in places like that are affordable. A lot of folks with kids, they know what I'm talking about. That stuff's going to be gone. It's going to be obsolete. It's time to, if you've got babies or you plan on having another baby, you need to make sure that you're prepared for that as well. That goes with you're going to have to scratch off the list. Disposable diapers. You're going to have to, stuff you can clean, stuff you can reuse. You're going to have to go old school with diapers and many other supplies. And that also goes with making your own baby food. You need to start doing the research now, if you haven't already, on some of those things. And there's a lot of good tips for stuff like that. I know as far as like the hospital, they used to do, here's another interesting thing, is that when it comes to surgeries, for folks out there that need like knee replacement, shoulders and stuff like that, all these random types of surgeries out there just to repair your body and things like that, that stuff's gone. It's another thing of the past for the moment. A lot of those surgeons have gotten pink slips. The hospital that my wife said used to do 100 surgeries a day. You know how many they did yesterday? 8. They did 8, and that tells you something. It's a big change. It's a major change. It's cut back on supplies and so many other things. I don't even know where else to go with that, but just, you have to be prepared. You have to be ready. If you're already at that point where, well, you know, I don't need any ammo, I don't need any food, I don't need water, I don't need this or that and the other thing, you got to start racking your brain to think, well, what else is it that I'm going to need? And that also goes with storage of, if you've got, mainly goes into if you've got kids. Hardest part for us as preppers is that we have 3 kids, and we have to make sure that we have comfort items, not just comfort items, but also stuff in case, you know, Tylenol is a key thing when you have kids. You go through Tylenol and so many other things, so you have to go through the list of stuff for that as well that you could possibly need. And no dentist, that's the other thing, you know. Pulling them teeth out with a pair of pliers isn't so cool. Get yourself a good dental doctor kit, and you know, they sell those like emergency dental kits. Those are, I'm sure they might be online. with the right things are going, so many folks like that think like we do, that you and I, that think like us, we tend to think ahead and say, you know what, might want to grab another dental kit, you know, just in case that tooth decides to rot out while I'm in the middle of all this chaos. That flag turned out pretty good. I just have to point that out. It did. It turned out really nice. I just threw a few items out here on the table, and this is just from a box in the back. And I thought, hey, you know, I'm doing a lot of work around here, and you guys have seen I've had to use wood glue, and so many other things around here. Wood glue. You got to have the wood glue. Anyway, so I had to get some more Type Bond and super glue, ultimate fixer. You got to get something that's Gorilla Glue, something strong. I keep so much of this stuff. I mean, it's all over the place here. Yeah, I've got some upstairs, but it's good to have some replacement spark plugs. I know I've said before with the bug out vehicle supplies that I have, that I showed you guys a while back, like a change of oil, a change of an oil filter, a fuel filter. It's good to keep these things. It might be almost impossible to find another one if I ever need it again. And that also goes with us if you need stable, or what's the other, the Prod G. The Prod G that I keep upstairs, I keep it put to the side just in case I need it. And it's to rejuvenate my fuel. And a lot of folks are buying hand sanitizer, Clorox bleach, and, you know, the wipes and stuff. And how many times you need zip ties? And I guarantee you, as stuff starts getting chaotic, a decent pair of gloves, and I just threw those over there, and, you know, different sizes in the zip ties. This stuff, once you get it on something, it pretty much just doesn't want to come off most times. You don't have to buy like that $27 self-feeding one. This one here will still do the trick. It dries in 90 minutes, but it makes a great gasket. Not only does it make a great gasket, but it'll stick stuff together for life, so don't get it on you. Smaller nails. Let's see, put this over here. Smaller nails, different size nails. You want to get some of these here. And these are just your standard nails. And then different size and wood screws. These are monsters. Different sizes in the wood screws and the drywall screws I keep, because these things can be used for all sorts of stuff. You can use them for wood, drywall, metal. They'll even drill through metal, and that's always good to have. When it comes to a variety of these things, I don't just keep these monsters here. I also keep the smaller ones, and see what I mean? Different sizes, and a different set of drywall screws. But I keep a whole variety of those things. Quick seal, the Flex Seal. I also use I have the Flex Seal tape too. I mean, I don't use it, but I still have it. It's somewhere around here, and you get this stuff while you can. Some good duct tape. Get yourself some contractor bags, trash bags, propane, and the other type of propane. Sometimes the other type of gas for your cookers in case you lose power or anything else. Make sure you have plenty of stuff for fires, heating the house, and everything else in case this runs into the winter. I know right now we're chilling at spring, and it's hitting in the summer, and you don't really think about that now, but it'll hit later, and then it'll be too late. I know they already said, I'll throw this one down here. I can't go grab the other ones, but radios. These are sold out all over the place. Folks are buying up the Baofeng radios and all the other different types of anything from just standard two-way radios to just scanners and everything else. Folks are even buying up these things. You know what I mean? It's getting to that point. And cleaning supplies. You buy all those guns and you forget your cleaning supplies, right? And reloading supplies are sold out as well. But you just have to think of everything you can. You know what I mean? Wake up one morning and come to find out there's nothing left. It all just starts to fade out. And you've got to do it now while you still have the chance before it's too late. I know a lot of us are sitting here going, you know, this is all going to pass. And that's what I say. I say it's all going to pass. Wife says the same thing. It's going to pass. And I don't like to think of the what if scenario and all this other stuff. I just try to, well, if it does, get too bad, what have I done to protect myself and my family and to ensure that you can get through? And I know, going back to some of the stories that my grandfather told me, because he had lived through the Great Depression, and he still did Great Depression cooking. Sometimes we would eat turtle stew and all kinds of weird stuff. But going back to that, going back to some of the things that he said, you know, the work that he had to do for a very, very low amount, like a nickel a week or something. And if you go back to some of those stories, folks that were, you can learn a lot from those lessons of the past. And if it was that bad then, you can only imagine how bad it's going to be if it happened now. And a lot of folks, it's going to be a natural selection kind of thing for a lot of folks falling out of the race, because they depend on the little things all the time, that little packet of whatever, that little thing of whatever. And those folks that have to depend on all that stuff all the time, you have to start looking at things. Well, how do I do all that without needing all that? And it's just a lot of folks, wastefulness. It's the wastefulness that I see. And I've talked about wastefulness so many times here on the channel, how folks just throw stuff away and it makes no sense to me. I'm out here picking up trash and transforming it into benches and things like that, old scrap wood, and saving nails and all that stuff, because it's precious. And it goes back to the Book of Eli movie, you know, where he says that the things that we took for granted they'll kill for today. It's like a plastic bag. How many uses can you get out of a plastic bag? You get them from the grocery store and you pile them up into one big ball and shove them underneath something, and you keep them, right? And during hard times, you'll be lucky if you even find one of those bags that you used to get for free all the time, like that tiny little ketchup packet or whatever it is, right? And you'll get to thinking, it's like, man, you'd get killed over hand sanitizer or a hand wipe or something like that, something to clean your body off, you know, some baby wipes. You know, you'd be amazed. Lamp oil, you know, person will get shot over some lamp oil. You got a small thing of lamp oil and someone's going to get shot over it. But that's the way I think, and I hope you do too, and we'll get through this. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on today, and it's crazy. But hang in there. God bless you guys. We love you, and I'll see you.